Good morning, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. We are returning today with some more Lord of the Rings Online and my deep dive series on the lore as we are playing through the main quest line. Now, as you can see, if I move this out of the way a little bit, we are currently in Angmar, and as you might remember, the last time we arrived here we were quite underleveled, so I did some leveling and now I am ready to continue. But before we do so, let us have a quick synopsis of what we did last time. So we started out in Rivendell, where basically Frodo and his friends, along with Aragorn, arrived just prior to us, and Lord Elrond had unleashed the river or creek or whatever you call it, Brunnen, that basically washed away all the Nazgul, but apparently one of them sort of escaped. And we basically spent a lot of time finding out where he went, and eventually we managed to drive him out of the Troll Shores. And after that we were sent to investigate an old ranger party which had gone into Angmar. So that is where we are now, and let us just get into it. Hold on, my sound seems really off. I think I don't know why. Well, it is there. Maybe I don't have the sound turned up high enough on my TV. Yes, I am playing on PC on a TV, because why the hell not? Well, there we go, that sounds a lot better to me. Okay, let's take a rubbing of this statue. And now we can go back, and we can take the easy way. Because having to run all that space is just too long. Ooh.
How can I be of service?
You have returned. Did you bring the rubbing? Good. Let me see it.
What do you need?
These runes are of an elvish mode. The language is the Black speech, in which I am not well versed, but I do know a little. and can see that these runes speak of a heart located within the stone. Perhaps if I could study one of the stone hearts, a way to undo the spell upon them can be found. There are some lifeless stones east of here from which you may collect such a heart without fear. Bring me a stone heart as quickly as you may, so that way we may be done with our duty. Way over there, okay. So that is quite a bit of a run. Unfortunately, there is not to be done but to just wait it out. Ooh, big guy. What's that? Very big guy. That is not tangled with that one. Halfway there now. Grab the loot. Oh God. The sound of the crickets. Or as we have come to know them, Nico Breakers. This swamp is filled with fog lurkers, drakes, goblins, flies. So this is not a good place to hang around. But we should be... oh, there we go. You examine the watching stone closely and discover through a crack in the stonework a strange dark rock. As you pick up the rock, you experience a brief feeling of uneasiness, but it passes quickly. And we have to go back to him again. I was hoping he would not interrupt us there. Well, let us try that again. Ooh. That looks interesting. Let's see what that is. It's a trophy, and I don't think we can make use of it, but maybe something else can. Also, we have gotten a few new things. Like, we have become an ally of the Matham Society. Well, that is really nice. So we just keep on continuing to crack those Mathams we keep finding, and eventually we will max out our kindred level.
Greetings.
This does appear to be such a stone as the runes described, but it is of little use. The heart is cracked.
What can I do for you?
It is a pity that this heart is broken, but there may yet be another path open to us. While you were away, some of the villagers returned from a hunting expedition and told of a ritual being performed at Gailvin, a fortress to the northeast, east of a place called Fail Akro. The ritual appears to be related to whatever spell is cast upon these stones to grant them such power, and the sorcerer who is performing the ritual bears with him a stone heart. If you can interrupt the ritual and slay Tath, you may be able to recover the stone heart from him. Go quickly, for he is preparing yet another watching stone, and you may not get another chance. Okay, in the meantime, I need to ban someone. Goodbye. Okay. That was one of them bots that we do get from time to time. Oh, you can't see it, but apparently this game server is shutting down for weekly maintenance in 2 hours, so we will be continuing to play Lord of the Rings Online for just about that time, and after that, and as the world will shut down, we will just move over to Final Fantasy XIV, and we have to wait a second while my graphics card catches up. It is a bit of an older model, I'm afraid. That is deep within the camp. We should be able to evade most of the denizens here. Probably with this one. Wolf. Okay. go. I'll have to deal with this foul spirit. And we can move back. So let's see if we can unravel the secrets of these statues.
How can I be of service?
This is indeed a stone heart, but alas, the situation is more dire than I first thought. Let's grab one of these items, and I will grab the one which is worth most because all of them are quite useless to us, even though they are could be slightly better than the items we already have. The problem that they have is that we have items that are part of a set and therefore will be much better.
What do you need?
As a set, so I think it will be quite some time before we will replace them. Nay, take this evil thing. I can bear it no longer. My apologies, friend. But the sense of this thing is too much likened to the terror of Rama's Delwan. I cannot bear its presence. But I know now the secret of the stones of Rama's Delwan. It is no spell that grants the statue such power, but a fell spirit of an elder age, such as those that inhabit the whites which serve Angmar. This stone heart was prepared to receive such a spirit. Perhaps this heart may be made to draw forth such a spirit from another stone. It may be a clue to breaking the will of the watching stones. Take this stone heart to the ancient watching stone which stands near the eastern pass of Ram Dua to the east of here, not far from Baal Nova, a fortress of the Angmarin. Okay. Well, I suppose that we are getting closer, but we need to go south, or we could go, what would be the faster way? I think going through the forest here would be the easiest way, so let's go south instead. But also let us go through a way that we can actually reach there. Which I have absolutely totally forgotten. I think I need to go just straight south. I always go the wrong way. Oh well. There we go. That's where the road is. Oh, dang it. I thought I was at the far bank of the stream. I was wrong. Plus, as we all know, shortcuts don't exactly be shortcuts. And I am quite sure that I have talked about this before, but we might as well talk about this right now, because shortcuts, why not? Back in, way in the beginning, when Frodo and his friends left the Shire, what they did was go through down south from Hobbiton, and then took this woodland road towards the Buckleberry Ferry, and at some point they figured, and I'm not entirely sure where, they figured, hey, why not take a shortcut straight through the woods? And I believe they ended up in a field somewhere around here. But it was hard going because woods are generally not well traveled, so they are filled with undergrowth, filled with roots. Like, generally speaking, shortcuts through the wilderness are just a good way to take a whole lot longer. Well, we are almost there. Ooh, that's one of the watching stones. Let's see. Oh, spirit. Good night. And back to Colony we go. Ooh, supplier. Shopkeeper. That's good. Because I need to sell some of my stuff. Well, that is if my
Do you wish to see my wares?
react. Not that one. Not that one. Not that. Well, that can go. That can all go. No, that one. That can go. Yep. And there we go. What's that? Ah, that was a piece of equipment. That can also go. Goodbye. Coronia.
How can I be of service?
You have vanquished the spirit. How your victory heartens me, Laintrican. It gives me hope that we may yet succeed. Oh. Gifty thingy. Yep.
What do you need?
You have proven that such stones can be defeated, but their power of oppression is only as great as you allow it. Unfortunately, my spirit has been broken for far too long. I do not believe I could pass the stones and bear their fear. You, however, have nothing left to fear. Go east, Elaine. Go east, Elaine Tricand, and pass through Ramas Delawan. I can only hope that somewhere beyond my kinsmen survive. The people here say that there are dwarves in the south past Ramas Delawan. Search there for my brethren. Go, and may the Vala go with you. No, that's so sweet.
An army of Dunedain and hillmen from Ohio passed into the eastern reaches of Angmar, only to be caught in the dire trap of Ramas Delawan. Though the secret of the stones has been revealed, no sign of Golodir, the ranger who led them, has yet been found. It can only be hoped that some part of Golodir's army has survived, and that they are able to hinder the advances of Angmar.
I think we should be able to get there by horse. And if not, then we'll just move there. That way. There. Yep. So we need to go to Gabil Shatu.
The hills of Angmar are not friendly to the
No, we're
unwary.
not allowed to go there. At least not quite yet. So we will have to travel on our own. The road, I suppose. Oh, at least until we hit the marshes. Then we definitely do not want to follow the road. Cut through these marshes. Through what they call Ramas Delawan. exactly friendly either. So we do have to take a little bit of care. And there it is, Rama's Delaware. That's a long, long line of these evil statues. Unfortunately, we managed to pass through them without too much of an effect on us. Although I must say I was a bit worried there. Almost there. The entrance should be nearby. There it is. Like, massive. Like a giant thrust his long sword through it, and the rock cracked. Ah, thank God, dwarves. Stable master.
What do you need?
So we can at least quick travel. And where do I have to go? There he is.
Grey is the shadow upon my heart.
Who are you? If you are not a servant of the Shadow of Angmar, how then did you pass through Rama's Delaware and not perish? Coronius sent you. That is joyous news. Your coming is as a trump of victory to us.
Will you hear my sorrows?
It is a pity that Coronius could not steel his heart against the Watchers of Rama's Delaware. The power of the Watching Stones is terrible. Many of the hillmen tried to flee back through Rama's Delaware and perished. We marched on, but ere we ever came unto Khan Doom, we were beset by orcs and creatures more terrible. Guladir was lost, and our numbers were scattered. The scarce remnant that remained has barely managed to avoid the snares of the enemy for these last few years. But I fear Angmar has grown too strong, and we will not be able to hide forever. I have learned that one party of my kindred is encamped at a place called Gaththorthner, far to the north in the eastern reaches of Himmer. Go to them, if you would, and lend them what aid you may. Okay. Where do I have to go? Way up there. Okay. Let me put down a milestone just in case. Well, that's going to be a long bit of travel there. But I think we ought to be able to get there without much of an issue. And in the meantime, we have gone on to Book 7. And I think from here on out, I will try to remember to read the chapter lines. Because I think, yeah, I would make it more like a story. And that is what the developers are trying to do here, to tell us a story. So we are skirting these marshes, or whatever they are. I definitely wouldn't want to live around here. To go just yet. I do think, yeah, it's probably best to go through, take this route, and then around it. Although, we could try to use a shortcut. But no, just earlier we were reminded of the fact that using a shortcut generally tends to take a whole lot longer, so we will just simply go by road. Go. The only downside is that it looks like we are entering white territory. So we should expect to find some sort of resistance here. As long as we stick to the roads, we ought to be fairly safe. And there I see that valley ending, so we should be done with it quite quickly. Unfortunately, we are now running into even bigger issues with Morroval and spiders. And big ones at that. Me out of here, please. Go that way. Follow this mountain range. Go around this lake. And that's where we need to go, I think. That looks like a cleft in the mountains. And indeed it is. Stable master.
How can I be of service?
So, yay. Easy fast travel. Ooh.
Greetings.
Book 7, Chapter 1, Hidden in Shadow. You have come from Corony by way of Bragia? Welcome then, and well met. Indeed we could use your aid. These last few years have seen us nearly vanquished, but it is not for me to tell you of our woes. You should enter within and speak with Lorniel, Goladir's daughter. And before I go on, let me just silence my phone, because that annoys me. I think I will grab the milestone here after all. There we go. And where do I need to go? To talk to Lorniel. Oh, I have no clue, but there is only one way to find out. And that is just to explore. There we go.
What do you need?
I do not believe good fortune alone brings you hither, my good high elf. Come, we have much to speak about.
Would you do something for me?
Chapter 2, Crossing the Shadow. If you come from Bragia, I have no doubt you heard that my father was lost. He was indeed lost to us, but I do not believe he was slain. I have heard reports from our allies that he was taken captive and is being held within the dungeons of Khan Doom. One such ally, a sympathetic hillman from the hostile eastern tribes named Ragnar, claims that he has acquired a scroll from the libraries of Khan Doom that tells how to gain access to the city. If you would meet with Ragnar and obtain the scroll from him, it would be a tremendous step towards freeing my father from the clutches of the enemy. Be wary though. He will be waiting just south of Katharnak, a hillman village which lies to the southeast of Gathvorthmir. Most of the hillmen there are in the service of the Iron Crown. Okay. Let's just hope it will be easy picking. Do I go here? Or I do go here, I think. And where do I go? Just straight on east. After we descend this mountain, obviously. Don't know why exactly, but sometimes my PC just doesn't seem to want to update its graphics, but oh well, we deal with what we have. I do not like all these spiders skittering about here though. Well, there we go! There he is!
The Trade Galore are surrounded by enemies.
You were sent here by the woman from the south? Here, Take this scroll. My people are suspicious. I must go at once. Flee? Why should I flee? Easily take this on. There we go. Good night. Back. And we are going to take the easy way back. Because why would we go through spider-infested territory when we can just teleport there? Much easier this way.
How can I be of service?
Did you find Ragnar? Ah, that must be the scroll he told of. Let me see it.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Chapter 3. Opening the Way. I fear we may have been deceived, Elintracan, for this scroll is written in black speech and may say nothing of value. I cannot say, for black speech is not a tongue with which I am familiar. Even so, I would know what this says. Perhaps the elf Ladan may have some proficiency in this writing. He is an old friend of my father's and is here in Garth for Take the scroll to him and ask him his opinion. If it may help us free my father, then we must learn its secrets at once. Okay, Ladan. Probably around here somewhere. No, that is Golodier's room. I don't think it's there. Oh. Worth a shot. Check out this side, opposite side. There we go. Thank you.
Grey is the shadow upon my heart.
Alas, but I have never taken the time to learn the cruel mutterings of the orcs. I have no desire to speak with them by any means save my sword. If this scroll did indeed come from Khan Dum, Elrond Half-Elven may have an interest in it, and he assuredly knows the black speech. Go to Rivendell and seek out the master of the last homely house if you would know the answer to your riddle. Okay. Now, I can quick travel through Rivendell, which is really, really nice. However, I do have to wait for a couple of minutes before I'm able to. So, in the meantime, let me see where I can actually fast travel from using the actual stable masters from here. Hi there, Farron. How are you doing? Good morning.
What do you need?
Okay, I can go to the Rivendell stables. I do know that from there it's still like a minute or two to get to Elrond's house. So I am gonna wait for... No, actually, I am just gonna take it. Because they are probably gonna send me back here, and I would prefer my personal fast travel to be off cooldown. And while I go there, I'll get myself a little bit to drink. By the way, Farron, in about an hour and a half, the service for Lord of the Rings Online will shut down. So at that point, I will go over to Final Fantasy XIV. And at that time, I do have something to show you, and I think you're gonna love it. Yay! Now, I am sure you have heard me talk and gush about Elva's architecture, but I just can't help it. It is so gorgeous in here. It's as even though this is like a complete building, nature still surrounds you in every single way possible. And that is just absolutely gorgeous. Having a blast doing endgame content in Final Fantasy XIV. Nice. New endgame content. Did they have a new big patch recently?
Hope is not in vain.
What is this? You were sent by the daughter of Galadir and by the elf Ladan? What a strange fate has brought you hither. The shadow of Angmar has grown with a shadow in the east. Give me the scroll. I will unravel this mystery for you.
Hope is not in vain.
Chapter 4, Dwarf Mastery. Lorneel's hopes were not wholly in vain, for this scroll does indeed reveal a way to pass the gates of Karndum. The scroll tells of a special key needed, forged of a dire black iron found only in the foul pits of Angmar, and the secrets of its crafting. I believe such a key could be made of mithril, for the strength of Moria silver may overcome whatever resistance the lock may give. Unfortunately, we have not mithril to use. Perhaps you should seek the aid of Lord Dwalin at Thorin's Hall in Eric Lewin. The dwarves know best the secrets of mithril. It is they who you should speak with. I've described the contents of the scroll in Westron. The dwarves should have no difficulty reading it. Okay, now that is going to be a lot of traveling, because that is in Thorin's Hall, almost all the way to the west. Now do my favorite thing, land right on this archway. Pretty decent or pretty recent? And yeah, I suppose that's a really good way of doing things. Staggering out the content.
Greetings to you.
Another little stables. Decent patch, good. Now I'd love to ask you more about it, but unfortunately I do think that keeping Final Fantasy XIV content more to Final Fantasy XIV. So do remind me in a couple of hours.
What do you need?
We will talk about that patch to our heart's content. I need to go to... Where do I need to go to? Thorns Hall. I think I need to go to South 3 first. Thank you, Farron. Thank you for understanding. Loading screen. Yay! There we go. Let's hope there's a quick way to get from Southgate to Northgate. Westbury. There we go.
Greetings.
Lots and lots of travelling. Also, my game
What do you need?
twitchy as you can't imagine. Escape. So I'm gonna see if I need to shut down some unneeded things. See if that helps a little bit. A dwarf named Tinder. Let's not go there. Dwelling should be in here somewhere. very much that he is at the far end of it, on the throne. But only one way to find out. Yes, there he is. Yay! Let us dismount because talking to Dwalin on top of a horse is kind of disrespectful.
Greetings.
Greetings, High Elf. You come from Elrond of Rivendell? Then you will have the Eight of Durin's Folk. Let me see that scroll.
Might you lend me
That
any...
we can forge this key, I have no doubt. Oh, sorry. Chapter 5. What is needed? That we can forge this key, I have no doubt. But there are some items we will need before we can begin. Master Elrond's instructions say that we need mithril, but there is none to be had in the Blue Mountains. Alas, we will need something to cast a mold from. Now, one of the gifts Bilbo took back from the Lonely Mountain was a nugget of mithril. I doubt he understood its value, so he probably left it behind when he returned to Rivendell. However, he may have given it to the Matham House in Mitchell Delving. Perhaps the keeper of the Matham House can help you with that. As for the casting, Atlee Spiderbane sent word that the Arched Guards found a ruined key among the bodies of the Black Wolves. John Brackenbrook may still have it. If their leader was from Angmar, as I have heard, it may be that key is just what we need to cast the mold. Okay, that's more traveling to do. I suppose that is what we will be doing today. Traveling, traveling, and more traveling. So, on to Hobbiton we go. Or rather, Mitchell Delving, I hope. With a little bit of luck, we will be able to go straight to Mitchell Delving.
What do you want?
Where is that? Sure, Mitchell Delving. Yay! That will make it easy. Go. I believe it's right up there.
How do you do?
Still. Hello there. What can you do? What can I do for you? A mithril nugget? Never heard of it. Oh, you mean that chunk of silver old Bilbo brought back from his adventures? I thought it was too light for real silver. Well, it must have little value then, and I don't see why we should keep it. You're quite welcome to take it. Here. Oh, thanks, I guess. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this because I'm fairly sure we will get to that point fairly quickly, but mithril is worth a lot. Like, even a little nugget is probably worth the weight of a hobbit in gold. And as we know,
Good
hobbits tend to be rather rotund. Let's see, where do we need to go actually? Brackenbrook is northeast of Breetown. Wait. Archet. Let me go check. So going to Coombe would be the fastest way. I believe we want to be going up here. We do. I think I am going to up the music volume a little bit. It's a little bit low for my tastes. I think this is a bit better. There he is. Oh god. This town has seen better days.
How can I be of service?
Greetings, friend. What may I help you with? You say you've come all the way from the Blue Mountains to retrieve that old ruined key we found among the Black Vault's belongings? It is true that it was found among things we believe were called cobs, which is the only reason I kept it. It's quite useless. Here, may it assist you in your endeavors. Thank you. Now let's go to Dwalin. Am I going to use the... No. Yes. No, yes, no, yes, no. Indecisiveness. Let's just use the fast travel system. I mean, the stable system. Should be quick enough for me. I hope. Yeah, I am going the right way. Why is there a big one there? Oh well.
What do you need?
Thorin's Gate. go. Now, I will say that even though I absolutely gush on about elven architecture, just look at the intricate stonework here. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous as well? Like, it's much more angular than the elven architecture, but it really fits the society. Like, the elves came from nature, so it is only natural that they would have nature fill such a prominent role in their architecture, whereas the dwarves are mountain dwellers. They are diggers, miners, so it would be much more fitting for them to have like these kinds of straight angular faces to their architecture, and it's still absolutely gorgeous. And as you can see, we have 1 hour left until the server will shut down. So let's see if we can complete the Angmar quest line before that.
Greetings.
Aha, I was right. The hobbits did indeed have Bilbo's nugget. I hope you didn't have to hurt anyone to get it. Foxtail didn't even know what it was? Well, it should be no surprise to me. A hobbit not know truly precious metals if you gave them a hoard. And I see you retrieved the key from John Brackenbrook. We have all we need. Go now and take these items to Litley by the forge there. He will get started on the key. Where? Oh, over there. Cool.
Well met.
So you're the one Dwalin was talking about. You have the mithril, I see, and that foul key from the Angmar. Alright then, give them here. I'll get started on smelting down that mithril. The problem is that there will be a problem shaping this metal. Perhaps you should speak with Dwalin. That's a lot of problems there. Okay. Apparently he's missing some kind of hammer to properly shape mithril.
Well met.
A mithril shaping hammer? Bah, I've seen but one of those in my entire life, and I've not seen one since... oh dear.
Might you lend me an ear?
Chapter 6, Thror's Hammer. To work with mithril, you need a special hammer. So special, in fact, that we only ever had one here in Thorin's Hall. Thror's Hammer. The hammer of Thorin's grandfather, was tried and brought here. Of course, since we never had any mithril to work, we never used it. When most of the Longbeards moved back to the Lonely Mountain, the hammer got left behind, and, as an insult to us, I'm sure, the Dower Hands took it and placed it in Skorgrim's tomb as tribute to him. At least, that is what one of them told us. We tried reclaiming that tomb, but it seems cursed. Vile things started lurking in the shadows there. I would say we should just let it lie there, but this task of yours is important enough to warrant opening the tomb again. You'll not find any dwarves willing to go in there, so you will need to retrieve the hammer yourself. The tomb lies south of here, in the Berghold. Okay. Well, it is a good thing that we rid the world of Skorgrim Dowerhand not too long ago. That's a pretty necklace. Unfortunately, it has the same issue as everything else right now. In that, it will break up a set. Right over there we go. So, it should be a short ride. You never knew that Lord of the Rings Online
Gwali, Lord
had
of
an
Thorin's
MMO?
Hall, has tasked the heroes of Eriador with recovering Thorin's hammer from the
my
tomb
God.
of Skorgrim, where the Dower Hands have
Well-
enshrined it as a memorial of victory over Durin's.
I think the Lord of the Rings Online got started in what was basically the golden age of MMOs. So let me go see. When it was released at first. 2007. So that is 2 years after the first launch of. Now the sound is a little bit too big, so I'm going to bring it back just a touch. Okay. So that was 2 years after World of Warcraft. And at that point, a lot of developers were like, well, World of Warcraft is such a massive hit, and MMOs were springing up left, right, and center. I even think that Final Fantasy XI probably sprang up around that time. Oh God, no, way earlier than that. 2002. Damn. Didn't know that. Anyways, let us go. Dang it. You really have to be here? Ouch. God! That scared the living Jesus out of me. Go click. I want to. I'm not allowed to. Okay. Okay. Let's give it a quick thrashing. And on you go. And we can return. Cool. Can I now use the lever? No. Well, let's hope those traps have been disabled. So which one did you start playing, Farron? Was it 14 by any chance? Terra. I don't even know that one. What was that one like? Korean MMO. Okay. I don't even know when I started playing MMOs, but I think it was probably 2001, 2002-ish, and I believe I started playing Dark Age of Camelot. Oh, it shut down a few years ago. That's too bad. Well, a lot of the MMOs have been struggling with keeping up their subscriber numbers, and it costs a lot of money to both keep development going as well as the servers you need for a proper MMO. So yeah, you can't fault developers for, you know, shutting down at some point.
What do you need?
Thor's hammer. I never thought to see it again. Your efforts will not be forgotten, Elendricand. Quick now, take the hammer to Littley, and he will get to work on your key. Hey Littley, I've got your hammer.
What do you want?
Ah, you found the hammer. Excellent, Elendricand. A chance to work Moria Silver. I never thought I'd see the day. Come now, let's get to work. Okay. Console version? Really? I never thought... Well, I've seen console versions for MMOs before, but there's like so many things that you need to push, or can push, that it sounds so absolutely off to me. Yeah, I do suppose that's really sad. Chapter 7. The Key Forged. A key to Khandun. Who would have dreamed anyone would wish to enter that accursed city? Well, there is little else that I can do for you. You should return now to your task. Good fortune to you, Elentrakand. Okay, we need to go back to Angmar now. And unfortunately, we are quickly running into the issue of having being underleveled again. But as long as we can go on, we shall go on. That is Ladan. That is not Lorniel. Oh, Lorniel is the daughter of Gorodia. Me and going the right way. Now, there is something you will never hear me say.
Greetings.
You have returned with the key. Let us hope, my friend, that the key from which this was cast was not a false guide.
Stay a moment.
Chapter 8. The Gates of Khandun. Your efforts have renewed my hope, Elentrakand. The time has come to move against the false king. Fortunately, I have just received word from Ragnar that my father was being moved outside of Khandun to Runendin. With the key you have forged, no door will be barred to us. We will never have a better chance to free my father. Are you with me? If so, speak with me again when you are ready to leave. Yep, sure. I can do this on my own, so that's good.
Using the scroll of the Hillmen, a key to the gates of Khandun has been forged. Now the heroes of Eriador and Lorniel, daughter of Golodir, must pass the gates of the Iron Fortress and free the Ranger from the clutches of Mordorith, the steward of Angmar.
A shadow is on my spirit.
Good. So far we have passed unnoticed by the enemy. Now we must see if we can find my father. I have no insight into where exactly he may be. Ragnar did not tell me where in Runendin he would be found. We will have to make a careful search. Prepare yourself. Who knows what lies ahead? Trolls, by the looks of it. And big ones too. Really big ones. Luckily, we can deal with these. one down. On to the second one. There we go. Dun. Okay, seems like if we can deal with those pale fog real quick, we don't have to worry about any reinforcements. There is a lever on the other side of the gate. Okay, so I have to go around. Fine. And here I am hoping to avoid these kinds of fights. Hope no more because the fight is here. And because he's so much higher level than us, it's going to take a bit longer than I would have liked. And there we go, next one. This one shouldn't take that long. There we go. Can we sneak around these guys? I don't think so. So here we go. There we are. Well, this is the fight of our lives. Lots of stuff to do here.
Silent
Or rather,
now,
lots of
darkness approaches.
Angmarim and trolls to kill. It is very strange that the key did not work on this gate. I hope we do not encounter any other unexpected surprises as we continue on. Well, I definitely do not hope so either. even more so, I do hope that we can finish this instance before the hour is up. Oh my god, what's that? Let me deal with this priestess first. Ah! Oh god. Ouch! And I will deal with that giant. That most definitely is not normal. That was scary. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie, that was scary. Where do we go now? Are we going further up? I hadn't even noticed a giant being there.
Stay a moment.
My father is not here. How could Ragnar's words have proven false? I fear that we will have to go into Khan Doom itself. I fear so as well. Okay. let's hope I can deal with this guy. He is quite a bit higher level than I am, as you can see by the fact that he is purple. Damage is slow going. So let's hope I can outlast him. This is gonna take a while. There we go. There he goes. He doesn't like being defeated, so he runs.
Leave me be.
Golodier speaks through choking sobs. No, no, Lorniel. He was right. Mordorith was right. He was just playing with me, with you. He could have defeated you today if he had truly wanted to. All that time seeing through the Palantir, I thought I would see the victory, that Lorniel and you, that you would free me, would bring about the downfall of Angmar. It is all gone. All is lost.
I fear we have not seen the last of the false king.
Travel.
Lorniel, daughter of Goldir, sought to free her father from the clutches of Mordorith at Carndum. But her plan was folly, for Mordorith slew her at the gates and allowed Goldir to go free, a broken man. What hope can Eriador have against a wraith nearly the equal of the Witch King himself?
Yeah, that's a good question. Even more so though, that was actually a very important bit of lore in there. And that is that Mordorith, who is basically the, well, according to this game at least, ruling Angmar in the absence of the Witch King. But they were saying that he had the command of a Palantir, which is one of the 7 seeing stones that the old Númenóreans brought with them from Westerness, also called Númenor, to the shores of Middle-earth. And one of those seeing stones was actually held, if I am not mistaken, up here at Weathertop. So probably in the decline of the northern kingdom of Arnor, the Palantir that was in Weathertop was lost and taken into Angmar to Carndum. So to see that return is quite interesting.
Leave me be.
Why did you come? Why did you allow Lorniel to come? I would sooner have dwelt there in torment for 1,000 years than to see my own daughter perish at the gates of that forsaken place. Here, I took this accursed key from Lornio before we left her behind, but no, I no longer wish it. Take it. Ooh, that is actually quite a bit better. Though, I suppose we would probably like the heavy armor. Don't need that one. That's light. Let's take it.
Would you do something for me?
And let's equip it. Now, before we continue, I do believe that if I do go in here, I might not exactly have the time to complete this one. So, unfortunately, I am going to have to leave it here. And considering how high level this quest is, I think that before I do the next stream and video, I will do some leveling up again. So yeah, I will see you next time.